world has changed, yes, but that's why, home management was actually a course unit in school.
It's a thing. I nearly lost my mind the first 6 months of my marriage.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does this thing work?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out it wasn't that big a household actually. It was quite small, but I mean,
it was small, but I remember one of the things for me that was so confusing was like, what? I have to figure out what we're eating every single day.
Oh yeah, child.
I have to make sure.
Oh yeah.
That, if we're having this today, the fridge is stacked, grocery, market shopping. It's quite interesting.
But now this is the discussion. That stuff costs money.
Yes.
So we're speaking about home management, the actual work and chores. But all that stuff costs money. Cleaning a home costs money. I'm going to need money for the soap we're going to use, the detergent we're going to use, the floor cleaners that we need.
Yeah.
The dishwashers, the soap there. I mean, cleaning a home is an expense.
Yes, it is.
That needs money.
Yeah.
Food in the home is a basic need. It's the basic need for any human being.
Did you and your husband have that conversation about finances before you got married?
We're having it now.
Ah.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
I really think that is probably the most important conversation that needs to be had before you get married.
I think a lot of people, that's why I told you, I think we need to change the way we're speaking to women getting into marriage now. It's one of the reasons I said that. Because we focus more on the sex part and leave out life. Sex is just one aspect of the marriage. There's so much around marriage that you need to know how to deal with. You need to understand how to deal, with your finances. Another one that I believe is a big tiebreaker in a relationship, because the way you manage those finances is either going to make you or break you. Couples have divorced for less.
True.
But money is a big deal.
It's a very big deal.
Too little of it, problems. Too much of it, problems. Too problems.
Problems.
Money management is a thing in marriage.
Yeah.
But now I'm speaking from the side of as a woman, you're thinking of motherhood, but you're also thinking of finances, because in this day and age, it's impossible for you to be a good mother without finances. Your children have needs.
Yeah.
And those needs can only be met if you have the money to address those needs.
Especially when it comes to the daily, weekly, and the ones that pop up all of a sudden. Yeah.
I mean, if you have infants, they're going to fall sick.
Yeah.
And this is the thing with infants. You can't just say it's common cold, common flu. No. The moment you're coughing.
Although when you get to the third, you're just like, You're all right, though.
I need to apologize to my second born. Oh my God. I fast about my firstborn. Every time I'm like, honey, the baby's hot. We need to go to, and even before he's up, I'm in the hospital. My second born, we'll go tomorrow.
Like, do they have a temperature? No?
No.
Okay. Let's see how it goes.
And then sometimes it's really serious. It's like, he'll be fine.
Yes.
I need to apologize to my second born.
How
But
did you meet your husband?
now this is the thing. Church is a great aspect of my life. Because God is a big aspect of my life.
I mean, and your workplace is.
So because it's at the periphery, I was in a lot of activities around my church, or the church that I go to.
Yes.
So my husband, I tell you, is a data analyst. He's a monitoring and evaluation expert.
Yes.
So statistics, figures, numbers, and because of the nature of the work we do, radio, you need to have a lot of research, a lot of facts, a lot of data. And my first meeting with my husband was online.
Oh.
But it's because of something we had talked about on the show, and he had full detailed reports with findings.
So you talked about something and then he sent you an email?
Yes, he's like,
to address what you discussed?
He's like I told you, he's very passionate about things with figures. If the numbers make sense, it makes sense.
Okay.
The numbers don't add up, there's a problem. That's his work. So
that's interesting.
It's very interesting work. And when he explains it to you, it sounds like fun until you have to do it.
Okay.
But this is the thing. So when he sends the data, I find that we had done like part A
Okay.
of the show, and I'm like, oh my god, we've gotten a golden goose. We need to do like a series of this and delve deeper into all this information because there's something here.
Okay.
That was the first time So when we were doing the next big show, where we were like, we need more data on this, I was like, aha,
I know someone.
I know someone. And I didn't even have his number. This is the thing. Because I'm like, oh, I need to find it. I don't remember his name. I was like,
You're like, what is his name again? What's his email address?
I didn't even remember his name. I just remembered the report name. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And then I find out, I'm like, ha! So I sent him an email, and because he's a statistics person, he's always online.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yeah, I have something on that.
Okay.
Then I'm like, do you mind giving me your Facebook name? So that at least, because email, he's like, yeah, it's okay. So he gives me his Facebook name. We start talking deeper now. Every time they were like, oh, Becky, your findings were very good. Our show producer now. Your findings were so good on this, but do you think you could get us now or information on this? I'm like, yeah, I don't just get the information. I have to ask. I'm the middleman. But because of that back and forth, I was like, I've never met this person. They're very instrumental to the work that I do. Perhaps it's time I met this person.
Okay. So you asked to meet him.
So I'm like, yo, what are you doing? We should meet. And then we started talking.
Okay.
So we were like, oh, this meetup. This meetup became a thing that we were talking about. Meetup. So whenever we would be in conversations about life in general, really.
Yeah.
Because I found him like a really interesting person, because you'd start a topic on anything. It could be the color green on metal fabrications.
And you were talking about that for an hour.
Legitimately, with like facts and findings. And I used to keep thinking, how do you have facts and everything?
So how did this get to the next level?
Weird. It was just so weird, but it was interesting to me. So I guess
So you liked his mind.
he interested me
Yeah.
mentally.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a very interesting person to talk to. So when I would see something interesting, I'm like, oh, what do you think about this? And he always had the most, like everybody would be going in this direction. He'll be going in that direction, and I'm like,
But how?
are you even human? The rest of us think like, what's wrong with you? He's like, no, you have to. But I realized that now I'm married to him, it's the way his mind works. He's an outlier of sorts. He doesn't view life from a single lens.
Okay.
He has multiple ways of looking at things statistically.
Okay.
Statistically.
It's a good balance and a good
No, but
perspective to have on so many things.
He's a very interesting, I'm sure you'd enjoy having a conversation with him. He's very knowledgeable. Aside from that, then we started talking, but then the conversation veered away from just interesting conversations to now personal conversations. It veered into that direction. This is the most interesting thing. Whenever we would reach, because we were at a point in the conversation where we didn't quite know each other that well, where we didn't feel comfortable sharing certain things.
Okay.
So whenever you would
So you just lightly go over
go
things.
around personal issues. So whenever we would have an issue, talk about, and we're like, this is an issue that I believe you've not yet reached the level to access or understand or talk about, we'd say, oh, that one's for the coffee. We would relegate it to.
This is back and forth. We have to meet
I
coffee.
actually spoke to my husband 3 years before we met.
Wow. Okay.
So this coffee date, my God, there were so many things that had been relegated to this coffee date. Some of them I think we even forgot. But eventually, 3 years later, I'm like, I think it's about time for us to meet, because now it had crossed over. It was because now we had crossed the intimacy line. It was just from talking. I had told him so much about myself, which I'm not very willing to do. I'm a very guarded person, which is weird for a person that works in the media, but
most people are.
There's a wall.
Surprisingly.
Well, you need access to this information. But
To the inner sanctum.
yeah, you don't just get there. But I felt like I'm now comfortable enough.
You felt like he really knew you also.
He really knew who I was, and I felt like he was also being very honest with who he was, because he had told me almost everything. Almost everything. He would even send you pictures of this is what I'm going to wear to this conference. Does it make sense?
This is interesting. So you were having an online relationship?
No, I wasn't in a relationship yet.
Really? Okay, keep telling yourself that. But seriously, you were like online dating is.
It's not really.
Yeah, he was here in Uganda and you were here and you hadn't met.
Oh yeah. Anyway, it was so interesting. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I'm blushing. Michael, if you watch this, I have not said any of this, but it was so interesting. You'd be like, but you're going for a conference with business owners. No, it's not appropriate. Find something else.
Some wardrobe.
Yeah, like find something else. Or sometimes it would be talking about things like, because we both have a passion for reading. So we're like, wouldn't it be so cool if it was like a 24-hour book library? So it's a project we wanted to work on together. Still in the works 4 years later. Our book library has 2 children so far.
Their stories are being written right now. There we go.
It's open
Well
24
done.
hours a day.
You're so silly.
Oh God. No, but it was very interesting that we spoke of this book club so much. It's so funny that there's nothing about the book.
So you've been married for 4 years. You've talked about your work with Power. How many years actually now?
I made 11 this year in August.
Wow, that's a long time.
This year in August.
11
I made
years.
11.
But you're so busy. I mean, busy at home, busy with that, and then you also have a TV show. Second season has started?
Yes, it
Fast
has.
Fuzz?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. I think I'm nuts because
No.
how do you keep heaping things into your plate when you're already
But
trying
it's
to balance this
meaningful.
plate?
Isn't it meaningful, this show?
It, my God, Fast Fuzz. The work around Fast Fuzz is so meaningful.
Yeah.
It actually consists of the work of things that we've been talking about even before. We were talking about a woman who's a mother getting into the corporate sphere. That's something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Because I'm experiencing it, and I realize it's important for these discussions to be had.
Yeah.
Because if people do not hear them, they think it's okay. They think the women are fine, soldiering on like this. Yet
And we need help.
We need help. We're sinking.
Actually, you were saying a support network.
You need
Everywhere, at
you
home,
need a support network
at school,
everywhere.
for the kids.
Everywhere. Because all of them are full-time jobs. Actually, this is how you should look at it. You're supposed to be having a full-time job at home, full-time job with your children, a full-time job at your work.
Yeah.
Full-time job in your marriage. Because when I say home, that's household.
Yes.
So,
And
my
then-
God, you're not going to be able to do it all because regardless of the fact that you're talented, you're the nicest person on earth, you have all these things going for you, one of those things is going to suffer because you can't just do it all.
Did you ever find yourself at a point where you're like, I'm overwhelmed, I can't do this?
Yes, 2017 was one of the hardest years for me. I had just had my firstborn, because he was born in 2017 in January. And there's this baby. Everything depends on you. His meals, you have to think for him. Are you wet? Are you hot? Are you cold? I absolutely love children. It was a goal for me. So taking care of him, it was on the list of things I had to do and do well. We can't get this wrong. This is my baby. And I did that well for a bit. But now it's weighing you down mentally because for 3 months, all you're seeing
It's your baby.
is your baby. And your baby doesn't necessarily follow the clock the way you want it. When you're supposed to be sleeping, your baby's awake. And then when you're supposed to be working, your baby's sleeping.
And then when you get back to work, you're yanked away. I think that's why there are a lot of policies now for women to start off half day and then they go back into full time.
Traumatizing experience of my life.
It really is. It really is.
But let's just first talk about the first 3 months when I'm with the child. I think now I understand the whole postnatal depression phase. Because you're a whole person, you're not just a mother to a child. You have wants, you have needs, you have as a person.
Yes.
And I think because you're new to this thing, nobody understands that you still have those needs. They didn't stop because you had a child.
Yeah.
And because they're being ignored, you find yourself saying, hey, I'm down here, I still exist. I still need help on this. They're like, no, you can do it. I mean, you were built for this. Yeah. So take care of the kid and
you're telling yourself that you were built for it.
Exactly. And cater to these needs too. So 2 months into having my baby, I'm like, I can't do it. I need a timeout. I need a timeout. And I remember calling my mom and telling her, I just need to get out of the house and be away from the baby for a bit. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I need timeout. And she's like, have you slept? Honestly speaking, at that time, sleep was really, I'd given up. I'd given up on sleep because it was not going to happen. So mentally, I was in a very weird place at that time. So my husband comes back home, I think it was about 4, because I told him, please come home early. I need help with the child. So he comes home and he's like, oh, I'm tired and I just
gave him the child,
handed over the baby, and said, I've gone. He's like, who are you leaving the baby? I couldn't let him get a word in edgewise because I was so resolute in my decision to go. And I walked out of the house and he's like, okay, wait, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to go, even if it's just take a walk.
Just see the world outside, something.
Exactly. I had counted the tiles on the roof. I knew how many they were. We had 32 across. No, I'm serious. Don't laugh, that's how bad it was. We had 32 across and we had 12 going vertically.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting
I'm glad
time.
you called your mom.
I did.
You know,
and this is what she
need
told
to
me.
do that if you can.
She said, pamper yourself. But then pamper yourself means money.
Yes.
See why we need fast.
A baby
anyway.
is expensive.
I know. So I'm like, pamper myself. Yeah, that means nails, hair. Can I still get a massage? Because my child was cesarean. It was an emergency C-section. So I'm like, am I allowed to go for a massage right now?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Because you're not supposed to do any exercise really for like 3 months.
Don't exert yourself.
Yes.
Like be very gentle. It was, and my husband I think was stressed because he thought I was losing it. The way I was behaving, I can get him now.
Yeah.
I was behaving like I was losing it.
Yeah.
So I said, fine, I will take you, because I'd walked like out of the house to go. So he comes driving me, he's like, I'll take you. So I hold the baby, he drives me to a salon.
Did you have help? Did you have like a nanny or someone?
My sisters-in-law were home to help us, because then I hadn't yet figured out the whole nanny. Like I told you, it's a work-life balance thing. You're figuring it out as you go along.
Yes.
So,
and also, but you probably were like, my baby.
Exactly.
Even when people are like,
nobody touches
my baby.
For baby. It's mine.
Yeah.
But even the father sometimes, my baby. But it was a cute thing. It was a cute thing. Now this is the funny thing. When we go and I do my hair, and I do my nails, and I get a massage, my God, I came back home with stories, Crystal. I was so bubbly. I was happy.
It felt so much better.
And I was like, wow, that's all you needed? Poor man. Do you know how much money he spent? No, I kid you not. Do you know how much money he spent? Because first and foremost, he had to do my hair and my nails.
Yes.
So, nail spa treat, hair treat, food,
massage.
And then I wandered into a restaurant and said, book!
But you know what? Like you said, he thought you were losing it. It's like, let me do what I need to do.
Exactly. So book, they got me a book. And I said, baby, book. It's 2 months. I'm like, I know. Book.
Yeah.
That man suffered. But thank you, baby, for being so understanding. So for the first 3 months at work, I actually was taking my baby to work.
Ah. Was that okay? Company policy was?
Well, I didn't really care. if it was.
You were just like, but people are
Because
becoming a lot more lenient now because they know as if you know that your child is fine.
exactly,
If you know that your child is fine, you will be 100% productive.
exactly. Even right here, we're having a conversation, Crystal. If anybody called either of us and said, "child problem," we
I'm
wouldn't.
sorry.
It ends here.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
That is the reality.
But if I know my child is well taken care of, I can contribute to the workspace. Because I know I do not have to worry. He's fed, he'll sleep, they'll change his clothes if they need to. In case anything happens, they know where the medical cards are.
Yeah.
They'll take him to a clinic and I'll find them there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You get?
important. Yes.
Or so, my child, it's as if I'm there. Almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get? Of now, we've laid out, he's going to read this book today. Make sure he learns about the color red. Okay? If
Yes.
someone's taking care of that, I don't need to look over my shoulder of, oh my God, who's stimulating my child's brain? Oh my God, who's teaching them these things that I'm supposed to be teaching them? No, I just have to come home and check, were they done? Okay, you send me pictures of the things. Christian, what did you do today? I eat food, no, it's 8. Now I'm doing my checks and balances while trying to put in my contribution for the
As
day.
well.
But at least now I'm not worried. I know he played, I know he ate, and if you lied to me that he did something, in his checklist of the day, I will know he didn't do it because he hasn't mentioned it. Children are the most honest people you know.
Yeah. Young parents actually do need, we talk about young mothers need that little course. It's like you go to university and the first week, you're allowed to, go around, find your feet. I think we need orientation as young parents, not just for women, but for men as well. Because like you said, your husband went through a rough time, and it's probably because he didn't have information, he didn't know what's going on as well, and that happens for a lot of men. They feel all the attention goes to the child. They don't know how to help you
because they feel left out,
and that's already a very tricky thing.
That's very, very, very true. That's the thing. On my second born, my husband actually, because we had been through the issues with the first, my second born came a little too close to my firstborn, so it was a definite elective. Because I hadn't yet healed from my previous girl.
Yeah.
So my husband, I couldn't be home because 3/4 of the things I needed to do, I couldn't do on my own. So I needed mama. I needed mama time, like pamper me. And mama pampered me. My God, she fed me. Like, food. I'm a foodie, by the way.
Yeah.
I love food.
Oh,
But
bless you.
I do. I can't even lie about that. It's a thing. So Mom put food all around me. She made sure, like, do you need entertainment? You need to walk around now. You need to. But my second pregnancy was really, really difficult on me. Not pregnancy, delivery.
Okay.
Delivery was really, really difficult on me. I nearly died giving birth to my second born. But now my husband, because we had been through the first, knew if she's in the house too long, y'all are gonna have a problem. So around the third week, he's like, I've come to take you out. The baby will remain here and we'll go. I appreciated him for it because I was like, he learned. I think he kept a mental note.
Yeah, it's important.
When it comes, I know what to do.
Because you're taking care of this little person that belongs to both of you.
Both of us, exactly.
He has to take care of you.
Exactly. But it hasn't been all smooth rides. I don't want to say we didn't have problems around the delivery and the raising the children. There were fights.
Of course.
Thank God they were resolved. But they were there. They were there. So I'm not painting a rosy picture of
No,
something.
that's what I was saying. A child coming in, it is trying for a couple.
It is.
A baby is very trying for
It
a
is.
couple.
In as much as we love them kids.
Yeah.
My God. Oh my God.
Oh,
But anyway,
almost.
First does advocacy work around that.
Yeah.
So basically, usually we say politics. We say it's to help women stop being subservient or taking a subservient turn at life.
Yeah.
And rise up and speak about the things that challenge you and you participating actively in the things around you, from governance to everything.
And I like that you're traveling the country.
Exactly,
with
so
this
you can
show.
get a feel of the temperature.
Yeah.
Because you see, the problems for you and I here in Kampala are not
very
necessarily the
different.
problems for the woman in Moroto.
Yeah.
They're very different.
And the
Very,
show is
very
on
different.
UBC?
It's on UBC. Sun now. This is the thing. Their shows on UBC,
Okay.
which is going to be, I think, about 8 of them
Okay.
are on UBC. The rest are on NTV.
Okay.
Because this is the thing. UBC has a wider reach countrywide. So you're sure wherever it is in the country, people will reach it. And since those are the upcountry episodes, and we are reaching the grassroots,
Okay.
the rationale would be put it on a medium that's more
It's very targeted.
viewed.
Yes.
around the country,
Yes.
and have people actually engage in those conversations at their local levels. Because a rural setting in Masaka will not be so different from a rural setting in, let's say, Chengeda. They will have a few similarities. So they will have something to discuss about. But now, for the episodes that are going to be on NTV, it is going to be about reviews of what we found in the grassroots. And what a woman in maybe Kampala or an urban center faces. How do your challenges relate to those challenges, or are your challenges different? That's what we're discussing. So, yes, they lean into each other, but they're for different audiences.
Okay. Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing them.
You should see them.
Well, out of time, unfortunately.
Well, hi.
I know.
But
But thank you so much for coming on the show.
thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure.
It was so nice catching up with
It was
you.
a pleasure. And
Let me say,
Uh-huh.
it's so cool. I was watching a couple of your interviews last night. There's a thing you do. Yeah, I was spying on you too.
You.
There's a thing you do that gets you guests, like, just to open up. Like, I was watching a couple of, I think I watched, what's her name? Danny, or Dane.
Yes,
She
yeah,
said we
Linda.
call her Danny, named Dane. I was watching Danes, and then I watched a bit of, what's her face? They were all girls, I didn't watch any men. Sorry. They were all girls. There's another one I watched.
Recent?
No. She's now currently on Urban TV.
Oh, Sheila.
Sheila, yes. I watched Sheila's, watched a bit of Malika's. And I was like, this is a really cool thing. There's a really cool element that you have that just gets you guests to open up. I was like, she has to teach me how she does that, because they just seem like she says, oh, hi, yeah, everything about my life, yeah, I went here, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, that's an art.
Thank you.
It is an art. I need to learn that. I need to get to your level. You need to teach me how to do that.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
It is, but it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Pleasure having you on the
Pleasure
show.
having you.